Oke, kita sekarang sudah live. Teman-teman terima kasih, selamat datang di, Happy Parenting webinar kita yang kali ini diselenggarakan karena kerjasama beberapa organisasi. Terima kasih buat PT Cahaya Utara Indonesia yang sudah, menyediakan ruangannya, memfasilitasi kita untuk bisa, mengadakan parenting webinar kita yang pertama. Terima kasih juga buat, Nola Learning Center yang menjadi partner kita selama ini, yang teman-teman juga mungkin sudah lihat sebelumnya ada di IG live kita ya di nola.school juga. Dan terima kasih juga buat School of Gaming Finland, SOG Finland yang sudah menyediakan waktunya malam ini all the way dari Finland. Mereka akan live dengan kita, nanti kita akan ketemu dengan beberapa host kita. Yang pertama kita akan ketemu dengan Mr. Alan Snides nanti, dan kemudian ada Mr. Tero Kaupinen yang nanti akan cerita banyak hal tentang School of Gaming dan salah satu program yang kita hadirkan langsung dari Finland gitu untuk anak-anak di Indonesia, khususnya untuk anak-anak yang suka main game online. Nah, apa dan bagaimananya nanti kita akan lihat lebih lanjut ya. Tadi ada opening video, mungkin teman-teman bisa lihat sedikit tentang previewnya apa yang akan didapatkan kalau kita belajar. Ya ini lucu karena bermain game tapi juga belajar, dan khususnya kita bermain dalam game namanya Minecraft nanti ya. Nanti bagaimana itu nanti akan kita ceritakan lebih lanjut. Nah, sambil kita nunggu, bisa nggak disiapkan untuk Mr. Allen? Mungkin saya akan minta Mr. Allen untuk membuka dengan opening speech. Are you ready? Can we have like Mr. Allen? Ya, opening speech from Mr. Allen. Nanti Mr. Allen akan cerita sedikit tentang latar belakang kenapa PT Cahaya Utara Indonesia bekerja sama dengan School of Gaming dan bekerja sama dengan Nola untuk sebagai produk. Jadi membuat ini ada di market ya supaya bisa tersedia untuk para parents untuk bisa ikut berpartisipasi di program kita ini. Bisa dikasih Mr. Allen?
Okay. Is it my time now?
I think so. I think you can hear my voice. But
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So good evening, everyone in Indonesia. It's very exciting to have this webinar tonight with you. And actually, in Finland, it's only 4 p.m. So this is the right prime time also for us. And today's topic, I just want to share about that. This is a good way to challenge you parents at home. That the topic is like learn skills of the future by gaming. What that really can mean, and like I come from Cahaya Utara Indonesia, as you mentioned already, and you know, our mission is to bring available all the cool products and know-how from Finland, and now we have this School of Gaming Finland as a camp coming up. So for me, I want to tell perhaps about 4 points that connected to your child. That if you start with talking about your children and gaming and esports. So I don't know if you realize how big thing it's already as a part of children's life, and now especially when we force the children to stay a lot of home, so they are even more there. And what we kind of want to maybe introduce through School of Gaming is something that it shouldn't be like just negative thing, not just harmful effect of gaming should be discussed, but also about the great social force, what it has behind it. Because I hope today we will repeat many times about the 21st century skills, and what I believe personally already based on my experience since I was a gamer when I was 7-8 years old, many of video games can help kids to practice and learn important future skills, and the role of the adults should be, instead of just giving restrictions, we should give platforms to work together to make things. And what with School of Gaming is amazing that if we in Finland believe in that everything what we do for our kids, it should be kind of building good workers, especially for the future, good human beings and citizens. We are not utilizing that opportunity yet too much. Like if you look for the future opportunities now, everyone says about era 4.0 that yes, there's a lot of opportunities, but actually the work is starting now, or the work is ongoing now in the children's life. So the things that what they're supposed to learn and be prepared for is to have like creation and innovation. So when we talk things like we should have firstly like critical thinking as a future skill. So if technology automate a lot of things in our jobs, what is the role of the humans there? We need people who can analyze situation, considering multiple solutions, making decisions on the fly through logic and reasoning. And what is a better place than gaming to do that? For creativity, okay, like why do you worried about robots stealing your job? Because they would be more creative than you. So if you're creative, they won't be replaced by robots. You know, they can be better in calculating and diagnosing problems, but they are not creating original content or thinking outside of the box. And I don't think it will happen like in any near future. People skills, you know, like you think that your child is alone there, but there's a lot of communities going on, and there's a lot of structures, like there are friends, bullying, good things, bad things happening there. So we need like skills that we learn in the games. Like sometimes you learn better English, sometimes you learn coding or whatever it is. And so you need to learn, manage, and work with people. And what could be better than gaming? And the last one is the STEM. So yes, math is very important. Learning science is important. Technology, engineering, mathematics, and they are not going away. So gaming is a platform where we combine all these things. We learn the competencies. We know how to all this knowledge what we learn maybe in school, in the individual, to put them in action. So if this is the case about talking future skills, what Super Tero is going to show you next, I think it's an answer. It's the solution. If this is the need, this is the solution. That's all what I want to kind of say for you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Allen. Ya, saya akan cerita beberapa summarize aja. Jadi kita kan banyak, tadi Mr. Allen sudah cukup cerita tentang pentingnya untuk pendekatan belajar dengan menggunakan 4C. Jadi 4C of 21st century learning skill ya, itu udah di mana-mana, bahkan sebelum COVID ini, pandemi ini 4 hal ini yang menjadi pilar untuk pembelajaran di masa depan, yaitu communication, creativity, collaboration, and also critical thinking. Jadi 4 hal ini akan akan menjadi dasar dari kenapa School of Gaming itu ada di sini. Nah, tadi sempat dibocorin sedikit bahwa programnya nanti adalah berupa Minecraft Summer Camp. Ya, Minecraft Summer Camp, apa itu? Teman-teman bisa nanti lihat di websitenya kita. Sudah ada website official untuk School of Gaming Indonesia. Itu ada di id.sog.gg ya, bahasa Indonesia itu ya, id.sog.gg, double G. Ya, nanti teman-teman bisa lihat aja id.sog.gg atau id.sog.gg. Jadi lihat di sana, semua informasinya ada di sana. Jadi cara mendaftar juga ada di sana. Kalau masih bingung, bisa cari atau temuin kita di sosial media kita, yaitu di Cahaya Utara Indonesia, @cahayautaraindonesia atau @nola.school. Jadi follow itu semua, karena semua informasi akan ada di sana, di website juga ada, di bio-nya kita di sosial media juga ada. So kita sudah taruh semua, mana yang paling nyaman, bisa teman-teman bisa parents juga langsung menuju ke sana. Kalau nggak bisa, kalaupun masih sulit dan bisanya cuma WhatsApp, tidak ada masalah ya. Di layar teman-teman bisa lihat itu ada nomor untuk Q&A, nomor WhatsApp 0852 03 303055 ya, 0852 03 303055. Jadi selama nanti kita akan webinar ini, kalau bisa ada pertanyaan-pertanyaan muncul, silakan langsung di jam aja di WhatsApp itu. Ya, sementara untuk sosial media, IG, Instagram kita stop dulu, nggak ada. Di YouTube kita juga nggak ada chat box-nya, semuanya akan melalui ke WhatsApp supaya nanti lebih gampang. Caranya nanti sebutkan nama, hashtag tanya, terus nama, kemudian pertanyaannya ya. Hashtag tanya, kemudian nama, terus pertanyaannya apa langsung ya, supaya kita bisa tahu, kita bisa menyebut namanya dengan benar. Jadi kita kan kalau nggak kenal maka nggak sayang gitu ya. Oke, so bagaimana parenting seminar kita akan berlangsung? Sebentar lagi kita akan play video, ya kan? Video yang kita sudah take beberapa hari yang lalu. Kenapa kita pakai video? Karena kita tidak mau ada pengurangan materi kalau misalnya kita terjemahkan. Saya bisa ada juga bisa bantuin terjemahin, tapi nanti materinya jadi squeeze, ya nggak bisa panjang. Makanya kita take video, nanti parents bisa lihat videonya, presentasinya, ada subtitlenya bahasa Indonesia. Jadi bisa ikutin, mudah-mudahan semua bisa mengerti. Kalau masih tidak mengerti juga, kembali lagi tadi saya ingatkan 0852 03 30 3055 untuk bisa menuliskan pertanyaan-pertanyaan yang sehubungan dengan 21st Century Learning. Nanti Mr. akan jawab. Terus kemudian kalau sehubungan dengan program kita, bagaimana mengakomodir Minecraft game ini bisa dipakai untuk belajar itu, 4C of 21st Century Learning Objective itu. Nah, gimana? Ini kita akan lihat sebentar lagi ya.
Hi guys, and thanks for joining the webinar today. I'm really excited about the opportunity to talk to you guys about the School of Gaming Minecraft camp, about Minecraft in general, and a little bit about our organization. The camps have been a real success in Finland, and I have no doubt that they'll be a huge success in Indonesia as well. I'm Tero Kauppinen. I'm a game educator for School of Gaming, and I'm very passionate about getting across the message about what we have to offer to as many people as possible. Digital video game education is still a very young industry and concept, but it sure is something I wish I had when I was a kid. I'm going to quickly introduce School of Gaming as an organization and then get straight into talking about the Minecraft Summer Camp. So what exactly is the School of Gaming? We focus on digital youth work, and we aim to teach the young gamers 21st century skills through gaming. When gaming is organized into educational content, it can really help kids learn life management skills like creativity, social skills, problem solving, and critical thinking. And these skills, as well as a sense of belonging to a community, can really help with preventing social exclusion and inequality amongst the youth. So that's what we do. And let's quickly talk about our values. Our values guide how we do things and how we design our educational content for our camps and for our clubs. Our values are reflected in the 4 following questions. Firstly, who am I? What is my relationship with myself? What am I good at? What do I still want to develop at? Those kind of questions are really important. And I believe Minecraft is a really good game to at least partially help you solve that question. Secondly, how can I help others? What's my relationship with other people who are my friends? How can I be a benefit to them? Thirdly, what is my relationship with the outside world? What kind of role could I have in the outside world that would have a positive impact on people and society as a whole? And fourthly, how can I cope with modern media, technology, and games? We are constantly being bombarded by news, ads, social media, notifications, and managing all of that is really important, not just for your own mental health, but in general for your own productivity and growing up as a kid. They can be very negative pressures if they aren't handled positively. And so those 4 values or questions really guide what we do, how we design our content, and I believe that's why so far we've been so successful. School of Gaming aims to have a positive impact on society as a whole and youth through gaming educational content. I'm happy to say we're in a really good position here to provide our services globally and especially for the Indonesian market, because here in Finland We've been forerunners in education, technology, and gaming for a long time, and our gaming educators are skillful educators with work experience with kids, and they're fluent in English. Now that you're familiar with our organization, let's dig deep into what you're here for today, the School of Gaming Minecraft Camp. So, who exactly is this Minecraft Summer Camp for? The Minecraft Summer Camp is an online camp that kids can join straight from home. The camp is designed for 7 to 12-year-olds who are interested in a fun week-long gaming experience designed around the game Minecraft. If, as a parent, you're unaware or unfamiliar of the game Minecraft, I just want to tell you it's awesome. It's a really great game for kids of all ages, but for adults too. And for a single-time purchase, it can really give you years of great experiences. And just check this out. Here on the left, we have a structure that some of you might be quite familiar with, the Kalasan Temple, built in 778 AD, which is located in Yogyakarta, Indonesia. It's a fantastic building which has, over time, experienced some degradation due to weather conditions. And here on the right, you have Kalasan Temple, built in 2019 by the gamer Misteric. And this beautiful temple is now recreated in all of its glory in the game. And this is just one great example of what you can do in the game. Minecraft has several game modes, and you can play either as a single player or multiplayer game. At its core, Minecraft is all about adventure, exploration, and expressing yourself creatively. Here is one way some of our game educators have expressed themselves when creating the home server for the School of Gaming. I think it's quite beautiful. So now that you have a general sense of what this camp is, what are some of the benefits that you can get from your kid participating in this camp? The most essential skills are general computer skills, like using the communication platform Discord, playing Minecraft, and sharing screenshots. Alongside of that, it's a really important part of the camp is developing online communication skills. Even some of the more shy kids generally seem to really perk up and get into the social side of things by the third or maybe the fourth day. And for the parents, for you guys, what this camp offers is some free time to maybe do some housework, some chores, maybe even do some remote work. On the other hand, some parents actually like watching their kid participate in the camp, and they like seeing and hearing what they are doing, and also maybe helping them with the technical side, helping them connect to the servers, that kind of stuff. So what actually happens at these camps more specifically? Well, at the camp, we play Minecraft together and sometimes even some other free browser-based games. Each camp day is split into 2 parts of 2 hours. In the afternoon, we start in the creative side of things, and our content is more educational. Then we have a break, and usually the kids are given a meal by their parents. And then in the evening, we have a more story-driven, experience-based, survival type of experience for the remaining 2 hours. The first day usually involves some technical difficulties. People need to learn how to join the server, how to use Discord, to make sure that the microphone and headphones are working, and so on and so forth. Usually the kids have slightly differing skill levels, and that's okay. That's normal. It's all about the learning process. It's really important that your kid learns how to use these tools and software appropriately. And then usually by the third day, the kids start getting into the hang of things, and we really start getting immersed into that sort of fun camp experience. People are getting to know each other, and so on and so forth. And so what I'd like to do now is dig down even deeper and look at what the third day might involve. So on the third day, in the first 2 hours, we're in the creative side of things. We ask the kids to build a city. And so the kids have to really start thinking and talking together about what does a good city consist of? What kind of jobs are there? What's needed to build a city? And then together with the kids, we assign everyone a role. Someone might be a shop owner, and someone might be a farmer, and someone might be a police. And then we give the kids some money, and we start living in the city together. We learn about what elements of the city are important to the real world and to the game. And this means that we run into some interesting situations, and even sometimes we see that the kids try to cheat a little bit by making their own money. And this is a really fun simulation for the kids, because we kind of get them to have a thought-provoking experience and come up by themselves together why rules and shared sort of structures are really important and what happens when you break them. And then in between the 2-hour segments, we have a break. And during the break, the kids should have a meal. We suggest something healthy that'll keep their energy levels balanced. And then before we start our second segment, we usually try to get the kids involved into some type of exercise. And more specifically on day 3, it usually is something like the game educator asking the kids to bring in something soft from their room and then showing it on camera, or taking a photo and putting it in the chat. And this is like a fun sort of community experience. The kids get to see what each other brought. Maybe it's a soft toy, maybe it's a pillow, something like that. And we have other ways of making sure that we're not just gaming for 4 hours, but the kids get to get up and stretch a little bit and exercise and sort of get that physical camp experience that you might get at a camp that was outside in the woods or something like that. And after the break and after the little physical engagement, we rejoin everybody from the camp in the survival world. And in the survival world, we're in a more story-driven experience. And this is usually what kids really love, because, you know, actions have consequences. If you die, you might lose your items. You know, if you get hit or you drop down from a high area, you have to eat some food in game to survive. And we create this totally immersive sort of survival experience for the kids. On the 3rd day, more specifically, we ask them to build a machine together. And this machine is integral for the kids to be able to get back into furthering the story and figuring out what happens next in their great adventure. And so that's kind of the structure we have for each day. The first day is usually, you know, there's a little more technical things we have to deal with, and we have to make our introductions. And then on the last day, usually the kids are actually a little bit sad that the camp is ending. And talking about that, let's actually look at some of the feedback that we've received from the summer camps we've already arranged this year. So generally speaking, the feedback has actually been great. The kids have loved the camps, and quite often they don't want the camp to end. And fortunately, we can offer those kids recurring Minecraft clubs that they can continue in after the camp, which I'll talk about a bit later. A large benefit about the camp, or joining the camp for the kids, has definitely been making new friends. And these friends then try to arrange, gaming sessions together after the camp, and that's awesome. And then one other thing that we've gotten some good feedback about is that the participants have really liked our game educations and the whole structure of the camp that I spoke about earlier. And now that we've gone over the general feedback, I'd like to read a few participant testimonials for you guys. So one of the participants said that this has been the best camp ever. Another participant said, I had fun at the camp. I made a lot of new friends. I would like to join another camp in the future. It's just a pity it had to end so soon. Thank you for everything. And then one of the feedbacks that I think all of our game educators and School of Gaming is most proud of is the following. No other activity, hobby, or thing has made my kid sigh of joy. The camp has been a great success, and we will definitely be using School of Gaming's clubs in the future. So if you're interested in the camp but you want to find out what happens afterwards. Well, we are preparing to offer 3 different clubs to the Indonesian market. And depending on the demand, we might be able to open up even more clubs in the future. 2 clubs will get together twice a week for 2 hours at a time. The other club will happen once a week on Saturdays. So the first club is on Mondays and Wednesdays between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. The second club is on Tuesdays and Thursdays, organized at between 5 and 7 p.m. And the Saturday club is at between 2 and 4 p.m. And you can get more information at the id.sog.gg address. And so naturally, your question might be, what happens at these clubs? Well, the clubs are actually quite similar to the camp. The big difference is that the club is a recurring group. So what that does is it helps us further customize the experience based on the participants' interests and skill levels. In the club, you learn important skills in using Discord, online communication. You learn about the game of Minecraft and interacting with other kids. And one really good thing about these longer lasting clubs is that it can really create a nice community and a sense of belonging. In these clubs, you get to explore and learn to survive in the world together. You get to develop your creativity and build things that you actually love. As the club progresses, so does our educational content and the skills taught to the kids. Later on in the club, the kids have an opportunity to specialize according to their interests. They can join a guild, and for instance, they could decide they want to focus on coding or creativity. And we're really happy to be able to offer these experiences and education opportunities to the kids of the Indonesian market. And hopefully this presentation was useful and informational, and I'll be here answering questions after this presentation. And so if you just let me quickly summarize, we can move on to the Q&A. There's a few things I want to point out before we start the Q&A. One thing that I think is really important to emphasize is that all of the School of Gaming experiences are private to those other paying customers, and they're kids of similar age. And what this does is we can promote a really safe, encouraging environment where it's fun to play. One big issue with gaming is that multiplayer online servers that are public to anyone, people can be rude, they can use foul language, they can even tease somebody. And they can be, your kids might be vulnerable to seeing things that you don't want them to see. The thing that makes our services really cool is we can offer a safe and encouraging environment for your kid where they can really thrive. Another big key thing I actually want to bring up is that because it's an online club and camp, your kids can participate from their homes. And we've actually received some feedback that this is really important because during the time of this latest pandemic and even during extreme weather conditions, your kid can still participate in an action or in a club that they really love. And that's not possible necessarily when there's some type of, outside environmental issue happening. And I think that's really awesome that we can provide this kind of service. So thank you for watching this presentation. I'm more than happy to answer your questions, so I'll be sticking around here waiting to answer them. Talk to you soon.
Oke. Setelah cukup jelas tadi teman-teman, parents, sorry, ya, troubleshoot, sorry. So cukup jelas tadi teman-teman videonya. Ada mungkin sekarang pertanyaan sudah dibuka channelnya. Teman-teman bisa langsung tanya ke WhatsApp ya, ke WhatsApp nomornya 0852 0330 3055. Jadi selama 18 menit tadi ada beberapa pemaparan dari Mr. Tero tentang summer camp kita, Minecraft Summer Camp, dan kira-kira apa yang bisa dipelajari di dalamnya. Jadi pertanyaan-pertanyaan langsung segera di jam ke WhatsApp kita 0852 03 30 3055 ya. Sambil menunggu beberapa pertanyaan, sudah ada beberapa yang masuk, nanti kita akan coba jawab. Sebenarnya sudah ada di videonya, tapi nggak apa-apa, kita bisa tampilkan lagi nanti. Bisa teman-teman follow Instagram kita di @Cahaya Utara Indonesia. Terus kemudian @Nola School untuk informasi lebih lanjut tentang ini, tentang summer camp kita. Atau juga follow ini Instagram para pembicara kita hari ini, @AllenSnights. Dan satunya The Super Tero ya, nanti cari The Super Tero. Nanti akan ada di Instagram, bisa di-follow ya, nanti supaya bisa connect langsung. Kalaupun misalnya tidak atau malu untuk bertanya di forum ini, nggak apa-apa, nanti bisa langsung nge-jam kita di DM kita di kita punya sosial media ya. Website kita siap untuk menerima pendaftaran dan juga informasi sudah dalam bahasa Indonesia, itu ada di ig.sog.gg ya. Nanti ketik aja ig.sog.gg ya. Oke, beberapa pertanyaan ini seperti pengulangan ini. This kind of like for Alan and Mr. Tero. This kind of like because probably some of the viewers are joining quite late. So number one is talking about for the Minecraft game. Is it okay is there any age limitation to join this camp? That's number one. And then goes with that question is how about the children age 14 years old? So we have a question from No Name is asking about, can I have like 14 years old kids? Can my kids join the summer camp? I think it's Tero, right?
Sure. Yeah. So the age group we're looking at here for this summer camp is between 7 and 12 years. And what we do in Finland is we have some other camps or clubs right now for the older kids. So for this camp, a 14-year-old wouldn't unfortunately be able to join, simply because there's such a big difference between a 7 and a 14-year-old, and we want to make sure that the players all have fun and kind of are in a similar age bracket. But in the future, we hold camps or clubs for a game called Fortnite, which is very popular with that age group. And if there's enough interest in Indonesia, I'm sure we can arrange some Fortnite clubs and camps in the future as well. So I'm going to make a note for myself to make sure to tell this to the Finnish organization that we have some older kids who might be interested too.
Okay, thank you. So, jadi jawaban atas pertanyaan tadi itu untuk kali ini Minecraft Summer Camp kita di limit untuk anak umur 7 sampai 12 karena itu area yang mereka masih kurang lebih seumuran ya, jadi bisa berkomunikasi dengan baik. Untuk anak yang lebih dewasa lagi, lebih dari umur 12, itu sebenarnya ada beberapa program sih. Jadi kalau misalnya atensinya cukup bagus dan bisa ngumpulin beberapa teman-teman itu untuk bisa dalam satu tim gitu atau dalam satu event gini, bisa kontak ke kita karena sebenarnya di Finland tuh ada klub yang mainnya Fortnite untuk anak umur yang 14-13 tahun ke atas itu main Fortnite. Jadi Fortnite salah satu game yang juga huge trend di dunia, juga di Indonesia beberapa anak-anak juga main ini ya. Okay, next question. What are the technical requirements to join this camp? I mean, like, is there any technical requirement? Like, I think it's more into the computer stuff, yeah.
Yeah, there's a few technical requirements. So firstly, we use a version of Minecraft that you need to play on a computer. So you need either a MacBook or a Windows computer. And then there's a few other things that you need. You need a keyboard and a mouse to play. And then preferably you need some type of headphones with a microphone so that you can communicate with the other players. You could also have speakers and a microphone, but because there's so many people talking in voice, the headphone works better. And then, of course, you need to have a pretty good internet connection. Luckily enough, the system requirements for both the communication software and Minecraft aren't too high, but I'd recommend a minimum of 3 megabits per second download speeds. And also you need at least Windows 7 or Mac OS 10. And the minimum requirement, I would say, is an i3 Intel processor with Intel graphics, which would hopefully be like a laptop from 2012, 2013. And then, anything from a laptop from 2015 onwards, like we're about a decent laptop here, not quite the cheapest ones, should run the game brilliantly. So the requirements are actually very low, and it's one of the easiest games to run on any computer.
Oke, jadi ya ada beberapa requirement teknis yang harus dipenuhi untuk bisa bergabung dengan Minecraft Summer Camp ini. Yang pertama jelas harus memakai komputer karena semua akan dilakukan di dalam komputer, bisa dalam MacBook atau pakai Windows laptop gitu. Yang OS-nya kalau bisa minimum kalau Windows rata-rata Windows 7 atau OS-nya OS 7 juga. Terus kemudian prosesornya i3, minimum i3 ya kurang lebih keluaran 2012, 2013 itu minimum ya. Di atasnya itu pasti bisa ya, pasti bisa untuk handle. Terus kemudian keyboard, mouse automatically ada mouse ya, pakai mouse yang 3 scroll. Jadi mouse yang 3 scroll kalau bisa ada scroll tengahnya. Jadi jangan pakai ini mousepad karena itu akan cukup menyulitkan. Terus kemudian headphone dengan mic seperti ini itu cukup untuk bisa dipakai. Kalaupun cuman hanya dapat mic aja tapi speakernya pakai speaker lain, perlu diperhatiin karena nanti akan banyak anak main dan mereka akan berbicara satu sama lain. Takutnya nanti nggak bisa terlalu noisy, jadi better pakai headphone. Terus kemudian untuk internet connection ya kurang lebih sekitar 3 MB untuk downloadnya ya, itu rata-rata Indonesia sudah ada ya. Jadi itu. I'm sorry, Daryl, for the Minecraft because we have like different version of Minecraft. Which kind of version that we gotta use?
You need to use the Minecraft Java version.
Oh, oke. Minecraft-nya Java version ya. Minecraft-nya yang Java version. Karena itu yang akan dipakai untuk kita punya summer camp. Ya. Okay, goes with that. Another question. Is it free? The Minecraft, is it free Java edition or we need to pay for that?
The Minecraft Java edition, if I remember correctly, I spoke with you earlier, Ongo, and I think you said it was about $27. But it's a one-time purchase, and after that you can play for years. So there's no subscription cost for playing the game.
Okay, so one time subscription ya. Oke, jadi untuk Minecraft-nya tadi sudah disebutkan pakai yang Java version. Yang Java version nanti teman-teman bisa parents bisa cari Java version. Itu sekali beli saja untuk dipakai selama-lamanya. Karena tadi sempat sebelum kita mulai itu ada beberapa perbincangan bahwa banyak juga mereka yang memakai game ini Minecraft itu sampai bahkan yang orang tuanya juga karena asik gitu, karena keren banget ini game, mereka ikut-ikutan main. Jadi bisa sampai dipakai untuk jangka waktu yang lama. Nah, biayanya kalau di websitenya itu Minecraft Java Edition itu kurang lebih sekitar $27 lah. Tadi sore saya sempat belikan satu peserta kita. We have one participant and then they asked me to help with the subscription and I tried and it's cost 300 something in Indonesia. 300,000 something. Jadi 300.000 harganya di website di Minecraft kalau dirupiahkan ya, nanti bisa muncul langsung dirupiahkan, belinya pakai kartu kredit. Kalau misalnya kesulitan bisa saya lihat beberapa ada di marketplace juga. Marketplace Indonesia itu ada untuk yang Minecraft Java Edition. Jadi teman-teman bisa nanti langsung ke marketplace saja yang start with T atau S itu ada semua ada di sana. Jadi bisa langsung dibeli aja, cari aja yang recommended seller gitu ya, terus kemudian bisa dibeli di sana. Okay, yeah, I think your video is pretty clear, Tero. So, okay, another one is asking about age group. My son is 6.5 years old. Can he join? It's like, it's
I'm
pretty
pretty sure
close.
he can join. I think usually for the younger kids, it's good that they have some experience using a computer before, because otherwise it can be very hard to teach them. So I'd say 6.5 is fine if you know he already kind of knows how to use a keyboard and a mouse. Otherwise, it can be very hard for him to follow. So for any kid joining, it's better. They don't have to have Minecraft experience, but it'd be good if they've played some video games on the computer just to help them kind of emerge and be able to follow in the story, because while we in the beginning help everyone, it's partly they're going to have more fun if they know what's happening all the time. It's not a hard age limit at all, so 6.5-year-olds I think is okay.
Oke, jadi jawabannya dari Ibu Alice. Oh, Ibu Alice ini all the way from East Timor. So ya, 6,5 tahun bisa, tetapi dia harus sudah punya kemampuan beraktivitas di komputer ya, jadi tahu menggunakan mouse-nya bagaimana, terus harus sudah bisa itu, atau minimal sudah mencoba berbagai game yang dimainkan di komputer. Jadi untuk ini skill untuk jari-jarinya, untuk dia tahu kemana keyboardnya di mana, mouse-nya bergerak di mana. Kalau itu sudah bisa, nggak apa-apa. Jadi umur 5 tahun juga, 6 tahun juga boleh untuk bergabung di sana. Okay, I think wait. It's kind of like almost the same. Okay, this is kind of, I think you already mentioned, but okay, let me answer. Is it going to be in English or in Bahasa, or who's going to be the one who, teach the kids about this?
Right. So generally speaking, the camp is going to be in English, and it's going to be us Finnish educators running the camps. All the camp educators, game educators here in Finland are fluent in English. And then on top of that, the game educator usually has one sort of admin level person who's there to help with everything, and then one sort of supporting person to make sure that if there's a kid who has some technical difficulties, the game educator can focus on the kids who are already in the game, and then the supervisor can help with the technical difficulties.
Okay, so ya itu mungkin menjawab ya, parents itu. Jadi nanti akan di-run oleh game educator. Game educator itu nanti akan memimpin ya. Kita sebutnya game educator, memimpin semua materi camp selama 5 hari itu. Bahkan nanti untuk activity-nya, fun activity yang physical activity itu juga dipimpin oleh mereka. Nanti ada beberapa tim gitu, yang satu game educator-nya akan memimpin seluruh kegiatan, dan satu lagi secara teknikal untuk membantu secara teknis. Dan ini akan semua dikondak di dalam bahasa Inggris ya, bahasa Inggris. Jadi teman, so any kind of requirement for the English, or as long as they can understand English is fine?
Yeah, you don't have to be completely fluent or anything, but as long as you can understand English enough that you understand sort of what's happening in the game, and basic commands like, group up over here, or, they can say their name and a little bit about themselves. So I'd say like a sort of beginner intermediate level is good enough.
Oke. Jadi bahasa Inggrisnya yang penting bisa mendengarkan atau mengerti instruksi, itu sudah lebih dari cukup. Karena nanti ya keuntungannya kalau kita ada camp dengan guru dari Finland dan berbahasa Inggris adalah anak-anak juga bisa belajar untuk mempraktekkan komunikasi di dalam bahasa Inggris ya. Karena penting sekali untuk bisa punya kemampuan berkomunikasi di dalam bahasa Inggris. Hari-hari gini itu sangat penting ya. Dan itu dilatih dari kecil. Saya setuju banget ya. Okay, I think we have the last. Wait, is there anything? Okay, no. The last question is, I'm going to read it in Indonesia first, and then I explain it to you later on. So, saya nggak terlalu gaptek gitu, jadi gaptek, so not really tech savvy. The parents is not really tech savvy. Apakah akan menjadi masalah kalau nanti waktu camp berlangsung? So it's like, because the parents is not really tech savvy, so is it gonna be like, how can they help? Because it's like 7 years old probably.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a little bit problem. Can is there any solution for that?
Yeah, so assuming that you have all the requirements, the computer and everything.
Yeah.
What happens is when a kid signs up, we actually first talk with the parent through email, and we send instructions on what you need to do to be able to join. And so you'll have instructions on how to install Discord, which is our communication game, and how to join Minecraft. And then when the kid joins the Discord, the game educators can help them in voice chat or text chat to explain how to actually join the server. So there's those type of help, and then on top of that, if somebody really needs some extra help, we can send them some videos where they go step by step on how to, for instance, install the programs. But I'd say technically this is too much harder than using email or browsing the web. You just have to install a few programs, and then when the initial setup is done, it's very easy to come back the next day, and the kid usually, even if they aren't technically very experienced, within a few days they know how to do it all by themselves, so the parent doesn't really need to even help anymore.
Okay. And
maybe I can still add because this is in cooperation with our Cahaya Utara Indonesia, in case there like something that is misunderstood between English and the parents. Like we are there for to make sure that everything goes smooth in this case also. But it goes as Tero said. But if we are there, we are there also to help.
Oke, jadi orang tua jangan khawatir karena nanti semua instruksinya akan dikirimkan via email. Jadi ada step by step gitu ya, satu persatu akan dibimbing bagaimana untuk bisa bergabung tanpa nanti di hari-hari pertama. Mungkin hari pertama mungkin akan sedikit ada troubleshoot, tapi berdasarkan pengalaman itu bisa diatasi dengan baik asal ada instruksi yang diikuti dengan benar. Nah, ada satu tadi catatan itu untuk komunikasinya. Mereka akan memakai satu aplikasi namanya Discord, ya, DISCORD, Discord. So itu ada di handphone, di mobile phone, di smartphone, atau bisa diinstal di laptopnya. Jadi untuk informasi, untuk chatting, untuk mungkin video, atau nanti ada tugas-tugas yang bisa dikirim lewat jalur komunikasinya itu lewat Discord. Ya, Discord itu nanti itu harus ada. Terus kemudian bagaimana instalasi Minecraft atau yang sudah diinstal, nanti bagaimana untuk masuk ke dalam servernya. Terus kalau masih nggak bisa juga nanti ada video step by step. Dan juga nanti PT Cahaya Utara Indonesia akan ada di belakang layar untuk membantu para parents untuk kelancaran program kita yang pertama ini. Jadi ini pertama kali ada di Indonesia dan di-run oleh Game Educator dari Finland. Jadi manfaatkan kesempatan ini Bapak Ibu, pendaftaran sudah dibuka, ada di website kita id.sog.gg, bisa langsung ke sana kunjungi atau ke Instagram kita. Jadi sosial media kita ada di Instagram, ada di Facebook juga, bisa cari nola.school atau di Cahaya Utara Indonesia. Ya, @Cahaya Utara Indonesia atau @nola.school, atau ke website kita di khusus untuk yang Minecraft Summer Camp ini id.sog.gg. Ya, oke. So I think that's about all. There's no further question. Your video is pretty much clear. And then, yeah, I think we come to the end of this program. Thank you very much, Mr. Alan, for always joining us and always showering Indonesia with your knowledge, your education knowledge. That's really helpful for us. And we hope that Indonesia will, education of Indonesia will grow, even, that we are facing a lot of difficulties, but this kind of thing is really, for me, myself, as an Indonesian, I really thank you for that.
Yeah, it's for the Indonesian kids.
And Mr. Tero, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
It's a weekend, but thank you very much. You spend your time with us together, and so the parents get to know even more about the program that you give it to us. And we're going to see you in the summer camp.
I probably won't be running the summer camp myself. I've been working very hard during the whole Corona COVID time. I'm going to be on summer vacation. I'm going to be running my own camps, and potentially, like I said earlier in the webinar, we're going to be offering clubs. And I'm very interested in running one of those myself. I'll probably be running one of those later on in August.
The club, okay. Ya, saya mungkin akan sedikit tambahkan. Mungkin yang kali ini Mr. Tero nggak akan lead the summer camp, ada Game Educator yang lain, tapi janjinya ada di klub. Jadi sedikit informasi aja buat para parents yang mungkin barusan bergabung juga. Program kita namanya Minecraft Summer Camp yang akan di-run dalam 5 hari full, siang ya, dari jam 1 sampai kurang lebih jam 4 jam total dengan break 1 jam di tengah. Jadi total 5 jam. 2 jam di awal akan lebih banyak ke bermain untuk yang sifatnya edukasi, dan kemudian kita akan break 1 jam di tengah untuk break snack break gitu. Terus kemudian sebelum kita mulai kita akan ada activity sedikit, physical activity supaya anak nggak terlalu stuck di kursinya. Terus kemudian di sesi kedua kita akan masuk ke survival game. Ini lebih menarik karena ada banyak challenge-challenge, tantangan-tantangan buat anak-anak, ini akan sangat menarik sekali. Ya, selama 5 hari itu akan terjadi seperti itu, kurang lebih akan seperti itu ya. Nah, setelah camp, follow up-nya apa nih? Biasanya Indonesia kan selalu gitu. Setelah camp tuh siapain nih anak saya? Ada follow up-nya. Jadi follow up-nya ada namanya klub, Minecraft Club, evening club. Jadi afternoon club. Jadi sore kita ada informasinya, kita ada tiga batch club gitu. Yang pertama itu Senin dan Rabu kalau nggak salah, terus kemudian Selasa dan Kamis, dan kemudian untuk yang weekend 1 hari saja itu yang Sabtu. Nah, teman-teman bisa milih yang mana waktunya, biayanya ada di website semua. Jadi semua bisa dilihat. Nah, kalau sudah ada beberapa parents yang mengunjungi website kita, itu websitenya harganya di dalam euro. Ya, kenapa di dalam euro? Karena supaya gampang saja, kita nggak pusing untuk transfer exchange rate dari Indonesia ke euro dan lain-lain. Jadi kita langsung taruh put there in euro. Jadi taruh uangnya adalah euro. Untuk summer camp programnya kurang lebih sekitar 129 euro ya, ada di websitenya. Untuk yang klub 40 euro, dan itu bulanan. Kalau summer camp one shot sekali aja untuk bisa tahu semuanya activity di summer camp. Ya, oke. So I think that's about all. Mr. Tero and Mr. Ellenstein, thank you very much. We're gonna see you pretty soon, I bet, because we are still running this, and hopefully we're gonna have like a lot of feedback, a good feedback, and attention from the parents, also from the kids if they want to join. We are so excited to wait for your next program for the teenagers, right? Yep. Fortnite, and probably I saw some Counter-Strike there. Probably.
Yeah, we have Counter-Strike, we have Overwatch, and we're constantly looking at the games to see what the kids want to play the most. So if there is a game request, let us know and we can give the feedback to our team.
In as a matter of fact, yeah, I just remember that when you mentioned about Counter-Strike, I have like pretty much following this esport game in Indonesia. You know, one of the game that really huge now is Mobile Legends. So if you can check it out, Mobile Legends, it's more like into kind of like Dota style or something, and PUBG. Yeah, that's two games that are quite huge in Indonesia.
Okay, good to know.
Okay.
I wrote them down.
Thank you very much. Okay, I think this is the end now. It's totally this is the end. Okay, I'm talking to myself. Okay, so thank you very much. I will see you very soon. And buat para parents, terima kasih sudah bergabung dalam live parenting webinar kita yang pertama, and ini national wide, karena tadi saya lihat ada beberapa yang join juga dari luar Jawa. Terima kasih sudah bersama-sama dengan kita hampir kurang lebih 1 jam. Mudah-mudahan parenting webinar kita ini cukup bermanfaat dan bisa membuka wawasan yang baru bahwa ternyata e-sport atau game online ini bisa dipakai untuk belajar buat anak-anak, dan ini juga dipakai sebagai best practice atau tools atau alat yang dipakai di Finland untuk anak-anak Finland juga belajar tentang bagaimana mereka mempunyai 21st century communication, 21st century objective skills. Ya, oke. Sampai ketemu lagi di parenting webinar kita. Tetap ikutin, balik lagi saya tetap promosi terus sosial media kita karena info-infonya akan ada banyak di sana di @cahayautara_Indonesia untuk Instagram kita dan @nola.school. Websitenya ada di untuk yang program summer camp ya, id.sog.gg, id.sog.gg. So itu websitenya. Kalau misalnya ingin tahu lebih lanjut tentang nola.school juga bisa ada di website nola.school. So jadi follow itu semua sudah saya berikan. Silakan follow. Jangan lupa juga untuk subscribe channel video di ini, channel di YouTube ini, Cahaya Utara Indonesia, karena ada beberapa tips-tips yang kita juga berikan. Ada vlog-vlog yang juga dari Mr. Allen diberikan untuk teman-teman parents juga bisa belajar mengintip atau belajar bagaimana Finland itu pendidikan di Finland itu dilaksanakan. Oke, terima kasih. Selamat malam, sampai ketemu. Tetap maju Indonesia, tetap sehat, stay safe. Oke, bye.